never write off the Italians. I'm saying that part, so if they win, you can just edit that bit, and I look like a genius. Because now I'm going to say the complete opposite. There's no way Man City lose this. There's no way. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Yahoo Footballing Weekly with me, Neil Humphreys, and for one night only, I'm wearing the West Ham jersey.
For the smallest cup, for Conference League Cup.
Yeah, for the Mickey Mouse shirt he wears. Now quickly, this was the 1964 FA Cup final shirt. They went on to win the European Cup Winners' Cup in 65. So this is my European tribute to the Mickey Mouse Cup. But never mind me. Over to you.
Yahoo editor Chia and Keong here, and back again is our Arsenal and Lion City Sailors fan, Eddy.
Hello, hi guys.
Thanks for doing it, Eddy.
Yep.
All right, it's over now. We haven't seen you since the end of the EPL season. How do you feel, Eddy?
I think it's, I caught the episode where you said the season's a bit meh, but I thought actually for Arsenal fans it was a great adventure.
I think that fair enough for Arsenal fans. I think
it was a great adventure, and I think now the big debate amongst Arsenal fans is whether we bottled it or not. Bottle, I guess. I mean, a lot of people have many different definitions of what a bottle is. I think we were never odds-on favourites to win it, and so it doesn't qualify as a bottle. But I can understand Arsenal fans who felt that getting so close and yet not putting up a better fight in games against Southampton, Nottingham Forest.
When you fell off, it was quite steep, the fall off.
Sudden.
But you have maintained it at such a high level for so long.
Yeah, but it's a great adventure, and I hope, and I will touch on this later, right? But I hope that the transfers that come in will give us a bit of a boost, and we'll see an Arsenal that continues to grow.
It's very simple for me. At the start of last season, would you have taken second?
Yeah.
You'd have bitten the hand off if anyone given you second, right?
Yes.
It's a huge achievement for Arsenal, huge progress. I personally don't think they bottled it at all.
I think it's just the rival fans who are saying
they just ran out of steam with a limited squad and overachieved. But as always, let us know what you think. Right, let's get into it. It's here, the Champions League final.
Yep.
The inevitability of the treble looms large.
You never know. Inter Milan can.
Well, this is what. Before we get into that, this is what genuinely concerns me. My daughter is a Man City fan this week, right? She was a Tottenham fan 2 weeks ago. Now she's a Man City fan. She, and maybe her generation, believes this is normal. Manchester City winning everything is normal. It's a natural state of play. She has no real memory of anyone winning the league other than Liverpool once, obviously. But broadly speaking, she has no real memory of anyone winning the league other than Manchester City, right? They've won the FA Cup. They won the double. We watched the game. She thinks that's normal. When I had to explain to her, guys, that winning a treble is not normal. It's only been done once. And I had to show her. I sat down with her and showed her footage of the famous Man U Arsenal semi-final, the Giggs goal from inside his own half, to show how close it was and explain that they only won with 2 lucky goals in the Champions League final. And they only won the league, I think, by a point on the last day of the season. This isn't normal, but Manchester City have almost made the invincible look normal,
which is true. I think
it's a worry to me. That's a worry to me.
It's true. FA Cup showed it. They barely went out of second gear,
barely, and
then they still managed to just keep Manchester United at bay. No matter how much the Man United try, they just keep at bay. Then 2 long range goals, and then that's it.
Yeah, but Inter stands in their way.
Yeah. All right, okay. Well, let's get into that. The final. What do we think about that? Inter Milan. Obviously, you look at any betting odds, any stats.
Obviously,
Man City are overwhelming favourites.
I think they deserve to be overwhelming favourites. I think not only just Haaland, but John Stones, Gundogan. These people have been in and around the team for several years, but always been reliable performers. But this year they just reach a new level, and then that's push Man City towards this treble bit. But I just think Inter Milan have something up their sleeves. They've been quietly building this thing. Nobody is talking about them. Everybody is underestimating them, and that is always when the Italian teams and the Italian national teams, they're at their most dangerous. You just underestimate them. They'll have a chip on their shoulders, and they say, "We'll show you in the final." And I'm hoping that they really frustrate them, really contain them, suffocate Manchester City until they couldn't play their game and somehow nick a counter-attack goal, and then that's the typical Italian victory. But that is, I mean,
I have this to say. I mean, just we don't have to go all the way back to the Italian victories as well. Mainz had nothing to play for when they faced Dortmund. Nothing to play for. But the discourse that week leading up to that match, right?
Yeah.
Dortmund was overwhelming favourites.
German
the
league,
mayor, I think, came out and said, "I'm sure you guys won't slip this weekend." Which, I mean, if you look at the Steven Gerrard dictionary, you should never use that word, right? So. He said that they booked out the title parade, they put up road blockades and everything.
everybody
and guess
wore
what?
yellow to the stadium.
Dortmund, Mainz put up a hell of a fight. So, you never know. Inter, if you were in the Inter locker room, don't you think you'd be really pissed off at everyone saying, this is still a bunch of internationals. You're looking at people like
Lukaku,
Lautaro Martinez, who's stormtrooper of the World Cup because he missed every shot he took.
And a few experienced. Dzeko is still there, playing up front, doing well. I like their defender, Bastoni. He's been very good in the Champions League.
Right.
Very good taking the ball out of defence. Good passer, good distribution. Number of assists in the Champions League. They're no mugs.
Good goalie.
Yeah, good solid goalie. Yeah. To your point, there are no mugs in that team.
Yeah.
So you never know. I mean, we've seen more surprising things happen than this.
I agree to a point. I mean, I was saying to you guys before we started that when I covered the World Cup in Brazil in 2014, foolishly, as you know, I plan out all my cities and hotels and everything else based on England's route to the final. How stupid was that?
What was that?
Wasn't my idea. But of course, they played Italy in the group stages. Yeah. Neither side were doing particularly well, but England was still the favourites. They were absolutely shocking. Italy were comfortable winners. Yeah. Fast forward, what was it? Euro 2020. Yeah. Everyone said home favourite. It's coming home. It's coming home. Football's coming home. It was never coming home. It was always going to be the Italians. They weren't even a great Italian side. They didn't even qualify for the next World Cup, but still good enough to win Euros. Never write off.
Never.
The Italians. I'm saying that part, so if they win, you can just edit that bit and I look like a genius. Because now I'm going to say the complete opposite. There's no way Man City lose this. There's no way. There's no way. See what I did there? See what I did there?
I can only see two unlikely scenarios. Yeah. One is, of course, Pep Guardiola overthinks again.
Yeah. But he hasn't this season.
He hasn't this season.
Generally.
That's this season has been far more not tinkering. The second thing is, recently on social media, Romelu Lukaku, Inter striker, whom you might know, is seen with Megan Thee Stallion, the very sexy rapper, and everybody's saying, "Oh, they're holding hands in a function, and so they must be dating each other." And then the social media just went nuts, saying that he's gonna show Megan how good he is in the final. He's gonna score like a hat trick against Man City, which is hilarious.
That suggests how desperate they are, right?
Which is hilarious.
He's seen with Megan, and therefore he's going to play well, right? She should have been with him when he was in England. He was shocking in England. But I just want to come back to your point earlier. You raised three key players for me about just to underscore Pep Guardiola's brilliance again. Those three key players are good examples. John Stones, magnificent. In midfield, like he owned it in the cup final.
Fantastic.
Imagine if Klopp had done that with Virgil van Dijk.
Well, he's doing it with Alexander-Arnold, but just starting.
Still a different player, a different position. But yeah, I mean, it's extraordinary. Gundogan, as you mentioned, what a utility player. What a utility player. And I mean that as a highest compliment, not in the Phil Jones kind of utility player. I mean, a utility player among geniuses that you can be slotted into almost any position
and still
with those brilliant players. And then, of course, Haaland. He recalibrates the whole team to accommodate an entirely different kind of centre forward, and he's done it in one season. Those three players alone, their progress, their integration tells me there can only be realistically one winner in this final.
Well,
do you think?
Huge favourites, but I mean, we've seen football throw us all kinds of
surprises.
surprises.
We're covering all sides here. We're just going to cut the right
neutral fans all want Inter to just...
I just want an exciting final, I mean.
But you make a good point. I do, being completely neutral, there's a part of me that wants to see the right team win, which has to be Manchester City, for the football alone. And it's always good to see history being made, right? A treble and so on. But the other point is, they've spent 1.5 billion euros since the Abu Dhabi's took over the club in 2008. Ooh. You could argue they should have won it already, right? You should have won it already. If you're spending more than 2 billion Singapore dollars on your franchise, 2 finals now is not really good enough with no trophies. So they've got to win it, really. They have to win it. They have to get the monkey off of Guardiola's back. But what do you think? Will they finally do it and win the treble? Send all your comments too.
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Brilliant. Right, it's that time again when we have to fill airtime, and newspapers have to fill pages, and websites have to fill columns like me. Read it in Yahoo. Transfer season madness. Everyone is being linked with everybody else.
The silly season is here.
Let's start with the Arsenal fan. What are your hopes, expectations, thoughts on the latest transfer scene?
Well, I think it's always the season I look forward to least in the football calendar because I actually want to watch the football. And you want to see the thrills and the spills and everything. Arsenal, linked with a better caliber of players this time around. And that's obvious because we're back in the Champions League. Nice. And, we gave quite a convincing title tilt, I think. So Declan Rice, Moises Caicedo, these are the names, right? Declan Rice, I think he comes from this ramshackle club somewhere. But I can't remember what it is.
You are a guest on our podcast. Yes. But let me ask you about that, seriously.
Yeah.
I like Declan Rice. I think he's a magnificent player. I really do. I'm kind of surprised that he's not setting his ambition a little higher than Arsenal. Now, I'm not having that as a criticism. I just mean that Declan Rice, plus the squad you already have, in my humble view, is still not enough to win the league. A Manchester City, a Chelsea with new players, even Manchester United, they might push Man City a bit harder next season. I'm just surprised, that's all. I'm just surprised that Declan wants to move to another club. A London club.
That's not he wants to move to Bayern, though.
That makes more sense to me.
Yeah. But if a Declan Rice, I would be a bit worried moving to Manchester City. I think you've seen with
he won't go there. I don't
Jack
think
Rodwell, Calvin Phillips. These guys, in total, they've played like what? I think I've played more minutes for my community club than these guys.
Different players. And long term, they do need a replacement for either Gundogan, possibly this season, and then longer term, Rodri. He's not a Jack Grealish kind of player. He's not a mercurial winger, cuts inside kind of player. They don't need him yet. I agree with you. Man U certainly do. Man U need that player right now. And Arsenal do as well.
Yeah,
you've lost Xhaka. Xhaka's going off. You lost 1 or 2 players. All I can assume, I don't know, but all I can assume with Arsenal is Arteta's already spoken to him, I'm sure he has, and said we will basically build this team
and sell him on the project. Yeah,
and it's possible.
It's possible. I think that's why Xhaka is so keen on the move to Bayer Leverkusen as well, right? Xabi Alonso's probably spoken to him, sold him the project, and I think staying in London, probably a huge pay bump. If I were him, I'd take it.
Yeah. You obviously don't live in London. Wait and see the crap he gets the next time Arsenal play West Ham. It will not go down well at all. But let's see. What about you? What's the transfers catching your attention?
I think Liverpool are about to seal the Alexis McAllister deal.
Good player.
It's a good player. I think
like him.
We're quite excited by it. And a couple of youngsters. I think Liverpool are going for young and maybe a little bit unproven yet, but on the cusp of breaking through. So 22-year-olds, I think, very young ones. So they couldn't afford Jude Bellingham, who is likely to go to Real Madrid. Really. But, okay.
Is that enough? Getting young players, building for the future. Would Liverpool fans accept the possibility of 2 seasons out of the Champions League if the redevelopment takes that long?
I don't think that we will. I don't think that next season will be a rebuilding season, even if we get all the youngsters. I think if the team stays injury free, which is a big if, I think with the youngsters injection and with the oldies, we still can make a good run for Champions League or even the title if things go right. But let's see what happens.
I still think the biggest transfer of this post-campaign will be Harry Kane. Because it will be so pivotal. Because you're effectively taking 30 goals from one club to another. That is trophy-changing goals. It might not be league-defining, but it's certainly trophy-defining. To swap 30 goals from this club and dropping into another club, whether it's Manchester United,
Real Madrid
possibly,
Yeah.
that is trophy-defining a transfer.
So far, Spurs have been saying not for sale. Yeah,
I think he goes.
Like
I think
when
he has to
Robin
go.
Van Persie went to United.
Good example.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think those 30 goals at Manchester United, and it will be 30 goals because he's that damn good and prolific, will guarantee a trophy.
With assists as well. I mean, Harry Kane is a very good player.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you feel about this current trend of current Benzema is going to sign for a Saudi Arabian club also. This current trend of Saudis paying like record wages to get somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo. Both of them are, you could say they are past their peak. And then, but they are still paying so much to bring them to the Saudi Arabian league. It's again skewing the transfer things. It's a funny trend. And now in the past we are paying record sum for young talents to come up to play. Now they are paying record sums for old has-beens to play for their league, which is, I don't know, it's just changed the whole complexion of the transfer season.
I think it's natural in any sport, right? So, for example, even in golf, live golf, right? You have them paying for Phil Mickelson. They could do it. I mean, Phil Mickelson's a great golfer, but they could also do it for the younger golfers. But these guys would be chasing green jackets and everything. So they don't want to make that move yet. Whereas Phil Mickelson will be like, what do I have left to prove? And Benzema's probably at that stage as well.
Probably.
So I think soon, you'll see the age profile of these Middle Eastern signings go down when that league becomes more and more established and more eyes on them. I think it's just par for the course.
As usual, I'll be very depressing and cynical about it. I'll go a step further. I don't think they need to bring the age down because now the oligarchs have pretty much got the celebrities and the culture and the football leagues sewn up. As I said before, they won the World Cup with Qatar, right? Champions League with Newcastle and the league and possibly a treble with Man City. Now, to your point, they've got these superstars at both ends. So they can get them young and emerging at PSG, Manchester City, and now Newcastle. And then when they're washed up, they can get a second payday by bringing them into Saudi Arabia. It's completely win-win in terms of a PR exercise, a geopolitical exercise. They have this social media pull, like the tractor beam on the bloody Death Star, just pulling every eyeball into their part of the world in this soft PR exercise.
Which is fine, but they said they want to.
I don't think it's fine.
But the thing is that they keep on saying that we are building the Saudi league as a viable league. No, they are not. It's just celebrity.
Correct.
It's just celebrity watch only. Yeah.
Well, look at this, right? I looked at today, right? So Benzema is about to go to Al-Ittihad, right? For millions and millions of dollars. Al-Hilal is offering apparently £350 million for Lionel Messi a year. And there's the third club, Ronaldo's Al-Nassr. He's already there, right? Al-Nassr, Ronaldo, Al-Hilal, Messi, Al-Ittihad, Benzema. There's a fourth club called Al-Ali. Those four clubs are the top four clubs in Saudi Arabia. 75% of those clubs are owned by the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, which also owns Newcastle. And they say they're keeping politics out of sport. If that's keeping politics out of sport, I'd like to see what the opposite of that is. They are controlling the game at every level. If that's not terrifying, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I didn't come here to get depressed, man.
I'm sorry, but if you disagree, that's the reality. That's the reality.
It's an English game.
Not really, but it used to be an English game. But let us know what you think. But I want to say last, positive, right? I'll give you a positive, right?
Finally.
Good positive. Ange Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou. I really want him to get the Tottenham job.
I think just confirm.
Confirmed, right? Yeah. So good. If Ange Postecoglou has the Tottenham job, I actually believe it has a positive knock-on effect for Asian football. Why? Because we have been this laughing stock for the longest time. There's still this colonial, patronizing, jingoistic, white man's mentality of, Asian football is all rubbish, it's all Mickey Mouse, can't take it seriously, can't play, can't coach, and so on. Ange Postecoglou did it in Melbourne, did it in Brisbane. I was in Australia when he was coaching. Plays a fantastic brand of football.
Yes.
Did a great job with the national team. 2 World Cup qualifications. Then he goes to Japan, does a good job there. Then he goes to Celtic and wins the treble. Okay,
Twice.
one team league. Yeah, one team league and all that. But he still did it, right? He still did it. I think he will do a good job at Tottenham. I do. And he can't do a worse job than the predecessors.
No.
I think he'll do a good job. They play a good brand of football. He's very well respected for his man management. And finally, we'll have to take Asia Pacific, Asian football a little bit more seriously. And that's good for us.
Yep, I think, but he might have to do it without Kane or even maybe even.
I think he will have to do it without Kane. Yeah.
So, I think he will do well, considering that the resources he has, and yeah, like you said, I mean, it's a win for Asian football. You know, after we did well, the Asian teams did well for the World Cup. I think this is the next step.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't Tottenham. Anybody else but
He
Tottenham.
doesn't wish it wasn't Tottenham.
Anybody else but Tottenham. But no, I think it'll be good for Asian football. Speaking of Asian football, let's wrap up with the madness
of international football.
What's happening with these friendlies?
So what happened is, Argentina are the world champions, so they don't have any qualifying to do. A Copa America, you don't need to qualify. So it's friendlies time, which means money time. So they are coming to Southeast Asia, Jakarta, for football friendly with Indonesia, which is good news for football fans who wants to at least catch a glimpse of Messi. But and then actually, Malaysian football, Malaysia and Singapore fans are saying, why don't you bring Argentina to Singapore and Malaysia? I mean, Indonesia. Look at Indonesia; they brought them to there. But the thing is that the Malaysia FA told the newspapers that, well, they spent about 23 million ringgit to bring Argentina to Indonesia. That's about 7 million Singapore dollars.
Jesus.
Appearance fees only, no.
Yep.
No, which makes me wonder how much FAS paid to Argentina the last time they came down.
Oh, that one. Well, they weren't world champions yet.
And
now they're world champions.
Yeah.
The whole point is they are world champions now. So Argentina has said, well, we are world champions. You want us, fine.
Yeah.
But this is our appearance fee.
Didn't you say, I was just reading here, that the tickets can be as up to 900 Singapore dollars? Right, okay.
After that, they'll go to Beijing to play Australia.
Because everybody wants to see Argentina play Australia in Beijing.
And the tickets, when it came out, the Chinese netizens got really angry. The cheapest tickets are about 110 Sing dollars.
Wow.
110 Sing dollars, which is not everybody can pay. Not every Chinese citizen can pay. The highest is 915 Singapore dollars. It's just madness. I mean,
it's madness.
It's basically to fleece the fans.
But basic O-level economics, it's supply and demand, right? If people are willing to pay it, they'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
It used to be, if you build it, they'll come. Now it's, if you pay it, they'll come. And as long as people are paying it, Eddie, they'll keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously a lot of work has come into putting those figures out. They know that this is what the demand will be. If they price it lower, there'll be ticket scalpers. So
yeah,
good point.
Yeah.
I mean that might be true. And they might have done their research, but what one experience last season. So Liverpool and Manchester United were playing in Bangkok.
Oh, yes.
So apparently
you went, right?
I went, and from what I heard, the organisers priced the tickets too high, all at $300 Sing at least for normal tickets, and they couldn't sell it. And then they had to. That's where the controversy came. They decided 2 weeks before the match to go on a discount sale. And then the fans who bought the tickets before got angry. What do you mean discount? I mean, I mean, you can't sell the tickets, too bad lah. But you can't. We bought the tickets at the high price. You're selling a ticket, well, then we lose out, right? So there was a bit of a controversy there.
But we've got to until we change that mentality that we're gullible ATM machines in this part of the world. These teams will keep doing it.
Yeah.
We don't do it here, folks. We don't do it. We would never.
We play Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands only, okay?
For a respectable $28.
Yes, $28 max only.
Right, so go watch your Singapore Lions. We would never waste time with, who's it? Australia and Argentina.
Who cares?
No, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo playing paddle for free.
Wow.
So don't say we don't put on a good show in this country.
We'll talk about that later.
All right, well, let us know what you think. Should we pay these kind of prices to watch these teams in Mickey Mouse friendlies? Send all your comments too.
Yahoo Southeast Asia on YouTube, Yahoo SG, Yahoo_MY on Twitter, and Yahoo SEA on TikTok.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Eddie. Good luck in the transfer markets with Arsenal.
Yeah, I hope we get some good players and we push on again.
Brilliant. And as
Yeah,
always,
hopefully.
thank you for watching. But do come back for part 2, where we will be talking about Cristiano Ronaldo playing paddle. It's called paddle, right? Playing paddle in Singapore. I don't know why either. All right, take care. We'll see you in part 2. See you soon.